Sting is, I believe, Sting is not no spring chicken when it comes to the wrestling industry. Sting is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Sting is exactly 64 years old. So to retire at 64 years old, I mean, that's definitely something to respect. And Sting have my utmost respect. He has a very, very longevity career. I believe if it wasn't for that neck injury, he probably could have wrestled a little bit more, not just do limited tag team matches in AEW, but have more singles matches. So, like I said, he did his thing in his whole career. Now, the only thing I said, I did a live stream on this before. I wish Sting would have valued himself more and used politics properly to build himself more, to get more wins and more pushes, not just let everybody get a push over him. That was my only pushback with Sting. But other than that, Sting, he did his thing. I mean, much respect to him. Much respect to Sting. And I believe with this career that Sting has had and what he's built over the past 39 years, there won't be another Sting. Sting is unique. I know, he, let's give him his credit. He has transformed over years. He was Surfer Sting in the late 80s. Then later on became Crow Sting. He did that in WCW and even was with the Black and Red NWO. Then later on, he did the Joker Sting in TNA. He transformed and did that later on, and then later on, he just pretty much became the legend at that point. Became the legend and in his career. So he definitely has value as far as staying in the business this long and able to go, because many guys cannot wrestle, especially for 39 years. Especially in today's era. So I don't think it's going to be another for him. And since Sting wrestled a very long time in his career, since he wrestled for so long, for 39 years, does Sting get enough credit for longevity in the wrestling industry? Does he get enough respect for being a loyal to the organization? They always say he's the franchise of WCW. They always say he's loyal. He was the last man there in WCW. And then, of course, being loyal to TNA, and then, of course, he had a short stay in WWE and then retiring to AEW at 64 years old. I think he's going to be 65 this year. We're currently 64. But yeah, definitely, I don't think Sting gets enough credit. We have to give him his credit. He did his thing. Sting has done his thing. I'm gonna say it before I say it again. He done his thing, and I believe he'll be 65 this month, but still retired at 64 years old. The longevity is second to none. The only other person I know that wrestled this long, and he's not an American wrestler, he retired last year, was the Great Muta. And speaking of the Great Muta had a retirement tour, and Sting was a part of that tour. And Sting said that he told Great Muta, "Thank you for allowing me to be on your retirement tour and everything." So that's great that Sting had a great career. Could have been a little bit better, yes. And the question I have, the $1 million question I have, now he retired for 2024, 39 years. The $1 million question I have, should Sting have retired sooner? That's the main question. Should Sting have retired sooner? And I would say yes, he should have retired sooner, because other than pretty much being a mentor to Darby Allin in AEW and being a tag team champion, he really did do nothing else after the WWE run, because he did say that we all thought that he was done until, he said he was retired initially in WWE. So I did not think he would continue on his career after making that speech at WWE Hall of Fame 2016, but he continued on for 4 more years. Now, I know he took some time off after the 2016 Hall of Fame. AEW did come around to 2019. He showed up in 2020, but nonetheless, he still continued on his career. And I know he also had a little break when WCW folded, and he didn't show up to TNA until later on. So I know he had little breaks in his career. I'm not ignoring that. I know that existed. But other than that, he should have retired sooner. He should retire sooner. That's my opinion on that. He should definitely retire sooner. I don't think it would have made sense. Like I said, he joined TNA in 2003. WCW folded in 2001. So, like I said, he always took a little couple years here, a couple years there. And much well deserved. I'm not taking that from Sting either. But Sting, I believe that he should have retired sooner. Like I said, I don't think there's much more for him to prove. He proved everything that he could prove as a professional wrestler. He already had the name. He already had the respect of his fellow wrestlers, his peers, and then people that came after Sting. But I will say this: one title he did share, I think, along with John Cena. He did get most popular wrestler of the year 4 times. So I'll give him that too. We're here to celebrate Sting, but just got to mention he should retire sooner. But I'm going to give him his flowers for what he's done. So he's done that, but that was by Pro Wrestling Illustrated. But I just think that even though Sting was healthy for the most part, despite the neck injury, he should have retired much sooner in his career. I think he was 10. So if he should retired, I would have said 2016. And that's 8 years ago. That's what I believe should have happened. And I think if he retired sooner, I don't think it would have been nothing bad. Nobody would have felt bad. Oh, Sting, you should have stayed longer. You should have wrestled more. You should have had a couple more matches. I don't think any of the fans would have had that feeling about him. They know that his career was winding down. They know he had a neck injury. I think that was just it for him. But I'm glad that AEW, like I said earlier, did the right thing by using him properly. Sting at this point, when he did go to AEW, he was already a multiple-time world champion. He already won the, championship after championship after championship after championship. I mean, let's give him credit. He won the NWA World Title. He won the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. He won the NWA World Championship. He won the WCW Championship 6 times. So, I like I said, he it's just much credit to this man for staying around this long. I will give him that. I will give Sting that. But other than that, though, he did his thing. I have nothing but the utmost respect for someone who will continue to keep their craft this long. Like I said, you're not going to get many wrestlers like that, especially in today's wrestling industry with the injuries between not just AEW, but WWE. And, the whole landscape has changed compared to when Sting first started his career. So let's not ignore that as well. Other than that, he's good. Sting will ever be a legend. He'll forever be a legend. Like I said, he already, before he came to AEW, he's already been a 13-time world champion. So I knew that once he came to AEW, I knew he wasn't going to win the AEW World Championship. It's not like he needed it. I'm surprised he won a tag team championship, but I think that was the last thing that Tony Khan wanted to do special for Sting as he retired out as champion. So can't get mad at Tony Khan for that, but he's great. It's amazing. Now, the thing about it is, since Sting is officially retired now, had his last match at AEW Revolution, he was very gracious, and I know in that match he was emotional, has sons in there, everything. He was very emotional, but well deserved.
Man, I don't have any words other than to say thank you. I love you all so much. Big time. Oh.
So, Sting, thank the fans. Say another words to say thank you. We appreciate everything, they've done. Standing by him through thick and thin. Rooting for him. There was no other things to say. Sting, is a legend. He always will be a legend. He will always be a legend. There's nothing to take away from Sting. Nothing to take away from this man. Like I said, I wish he would have politics his way to win more matches, get a better push at some times. But, that's neither here nor there. That's my opinion. But other than that, Sting, he's much respected. Like I said, I know I'm not the biggest fan, like I said before, but I respect the grind and the work he's put in over the past 39 years. Now, a question about this is, since, like I said, he's retired now, the question about Sting now, we want to know, since he is done, what's next for Sting after retirement? What is the next step for Sting? Will he become a manager? Will Sting become a road agent? Will Sting, be one of the producers for AEW? Will Sting become upper management? Will Sting, do anything as alongside of front office with AEW or any other promotion? Because he does have not just history with AEW, but TNA as well. Will he go over to TNA, help them out? That's the question. And I know he answered some of those questions last night at the media scrum with Tony Khan. I know he answered some of those questions last night. He had many, many questions, and we know this is officially the last media scrum for Sting as a wrestler. So I know he answered some of that stuff last night, but the question is, where does he go next? Where does he go?
We'll see what happens. I have no interest in, being a manager or anything like that, or an agent. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff.
So Sting said that he does not want to be a manager. He said he does not want to be a road agent or any of that type of stuff, quoting his words. So I think that Sting, the only thing I may see him do after retirement is maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll have a podcast. Many retire. It seems like it's a wave now. Many retired wrestlers have podcasts. And let's go over names of the men that do have it. Or people that's in the wrestling industry. But we'll talk about wrestling in particular. Kevin Nash, Booker T, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, and the list goes on and on and on. Should Sting get a podcast? Should Sting start one? That would be a great thing. Should he start one too? That would be interesting. Maybe he could get one on YouTube. That would be interesting to see. Go talk about his experience, in the wrestling industry, whether it's for WCW, short run WWE, TNA, and AEW. Maybe that would be a good idea. Maybe that's something Sting may want to do. Have a podcast to talk about his experiences. Have a co-host alongside him, like many wrestlers that do have a podcast do. Maybe he should do that too. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Or if he does not want to start a podcast, or he don't want to, do that, maybe he doesn't feel like he's comfortable talking like that. We know Sting was not always a major someone to just talk. He seemed very quiet and reserved to himself, or maybe just make appearances every now and again in AEW. Just show up, make Sting show up, boom. I don't know. That's just a thought. Other than that, we don't know what Sting's going to do next. Or maybe he just rides off into the sunset. Maybe he just does that. Maybe he just, don't make a podcast, don't do appearances, throughout the sunset, enjoy, family life, be with his wife, spend time with his sons, who's in the ring with him at his last match of Revolution. One was dressed as Silver Sting, the other was dressed as Crow Sting. So, maybe he'll just, just chill out. Because, 39-year career of wrestling, going up and down the road, going up inside the wrestling ring, having match after match after match, takes a toll on you. Even if you was in great shape as Sting was during his wrestling career, So maybe he'll just stop there. But that's just a thought. But, I don't know if Sting's going to make a podcast, because he already said he's not going to be a manager or road agent. But then again, they always say in wrestling, if I'm not mistaken, It's the three words that I always hear in professional wrestling history. As far as retirement, what do they say? Never say never. Anything could happen. Because remember, he did say he was retired in WWE in 2016. Then he shows up in AEW in 2020. So maybe Sting, he said he had to talk to Tony Khan, have a discussion with him, see where it goes. Maybe he'll change his mind, or maybe he won't. But only time will tell, and that decision is up to Sting and only Sting. He's the only one that can make that choice. Well, other than that, he like I said, much kudos to Sting. Let's not forget 39-year career. Can't ignore that. Cannot ignore that at all. You guys in the live chat and comment section, let me know, what do you think of, should this legend retire sooner? You guys let me know what you think of that, because this is all I have regarding should this legend have retired sooner. Sting's legendary career finally ends after 39 years, ending at AEW Revolution 2024, retaining the tag team championships with Darby Allin versus the Young Bucks in a tornado tag team match, and later not only winning the tag team belts, but retiring and vacating the tag team championships and having a major celebration in the ring and having praise from the fans and all the happiness. But as they say, all good things must come to an end. And last night, Sting's career has officially come to an end. Salute to you, Sting. I hope you enjoy the rest of your life and enjoy your life as you ride off to the sunset. Soon, two videos will pop up for Toxic Ring Scandal. One will be former women's champion was booed before her. Next video is this one-sided relationship? Is this a one-sided relationship between them? Until then, it is OUT.